Hello, my name is Anne, and this is Toby. I don't know why he does that. Every time I come on camera, he yawns. You'd think he was tired all the time. Toby, are you tired? Oh, okay. Anyway, welcome to a Tobyknits Podcast, episode 136. In this video, I talk to you about my knitting, my dyeing, my crochet, all that yarny business. So go and get a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's chat. Okay, so I've got a few things to show you. No finished objects. No, I haven't got any of them. In fact, I didn't really feel like I've got a lot of knitting in this week. I'm not really quite sure why, because I feel like every night I'm knitting. But do you ever get like that? You feel like you're not really getting further forward? Anyway, let's see what I've got. So first off, I want to show you my favorite blanket, which is from Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. It's on her video show every 2 weeks, and it's been going on since January, I think. And each month we dye 2 colors up, and that's where I started getting the dye kind of excitement and learning how to dye yarn. Yes, only since January. And so let me see, which way around does this go? Yeah. So January, and this is a free pattern on her, you can go and watch her video, and then she shows you how to do the pattern, and it's pretty simple. It's just garter stitch. So this was the first month, and we did this gorgeous green and a brown. And what we're doing, which is very cool, on top of the fact that we're dyeing the yarn for it, and she's basing it on flowers, kind of like I do my birth flower of the month, but these are forest flowers. And this is 50, we're dyeing 2 50-gram balls, one of which is a solid or tonal, and the other is speckled. So it's been kind of good to learn how to do the 2 techniques, which I've used a lot now. So this was the first one, and we started down at the bottom, and it's just like a triangle. It's very interesting setup. So then we went into this color, which is super cool. It's very pinky. Not showing up pink on here. Maybe that's a better picture. And then we went into this lovely blue, which gave me the inspiration for my July colorway. I'll tell you about that in a minute. This one is, again, it's 2 colors. It was a red speckle and an orange one, I think. And then this one is a green and a blue. So again, they're 2 held together double. And then we did this kind of orangey color, orangey yellow. And again, that was 2 colors. It's actually more, it's really hard to see, to show you this. It's actually more of a greeny yellow. And then of course we got to this part where we're doing the pattern now. This was all just garter. Now we're on a 4 pattern repeat, which we're going to repeat this 4 times, 4 colors for the middle. And we're also, while we are continuing to increase at this end, we are decreasing at this end, because this is not going to be a corner to corner blanket. It's actually going to be an oblong, I think, a rectangle. So here it is so far. It's really hard for me to show you like this. Oh, I say, make a really big cowl, eh? But here is a video I took earlier of it on the floor. So that will give you a good idea of what it's going to look like. Now I have this much left of the green, and usually from the 50-gram ball we're left with about 7 grams of yarn. So I've been turning these into mitered square blankets. No, it's not a mitered square blanket. It is, I'm going to make a pillow to go with the cushion to go with the blanket. So I'm using the little squares to make the cushion cover. But I only had this left of the purple. Now, yes, because that's the two colors together. So it's this color and this color together. Isn't that a lovely color? Actually, isn't that a lovely color? And this is what we're getting, this beautiful color holding them together double. See, there's the two strands. So this is the gorgeous color that we're getting. It's really hard in the light. It's kind of just getting a bit dark outside now, so it's kind of hard to find the right place to sit. But anyway, I need to do 2 more rows to finish this section, but I'm not going to have enough yarn with this. So I decided to leave it at this point, and then when I start the next colorway, I'm going to just continue on in the last 2 rows, then start the next bunch of repeats. But I mean, it's the same pattern. It's not going to make much difference, I don't think. If anything, I might be out a stitch or 2 at the end. It's a blanket. Who's going to care? And I already dyed up, and it's here. It's not 100% dry yet. It takes ages for yarn to dry. Like, I'm not kidding. Anyway, so these are the 2 colorways. Now, this flower was called something Poppy. Himalayan Poppy. Let me pull you closer. I don't even know if I can do that. There, that's a bit better. You're closer now. I don't have to lean forward. This is called Himalayan Poppy, this particular flower. So this was meant to be our tonal. And so this is it on the skein, dyed. And as I say, I'm drying it. It's not 100% dry yet for me to kind of maybe skein that up for you. And it's 2 types of greens in this. There's a like a mossy green, and then the emerald green. Those are the 2 greens I used to get this kind of shade. I think it's meant to be lighter. Toby! Apparently, there is a squirrel in my front yard. My apologies for the dog barking. Toby, stop. Stop. It's not hurting you. And it's not going to eat your food. Thinks it's going to eat his food. He's now eating. Oh dear. Where was I? Oh yes. So this, I think it's a bit darker than it was meant to be. But I still kind of like it. And I've kind of learned now that when you're dyeing these colorways up and they look scrumptious, when you sew, this is gorgeous. You hardly see this colorway in with the purple. It takes on a different hue altogether. So I feel like this will take on another hue when it's mixed in with the speckled yarn, which is this. Now, this has 3 colors in it. So it has the turquoisey color, it has the darker blue speckly parts, and then there's a gold in there. You see the gold? So this again is another pretty color. And again, it's not ready to skein up. But there, that'll give you. Now I do like this. I think it's supposed to be lighter than this, the colors that she does. I feel like I must be heavy-handed on my sprinkles because they never quite come out the way they want them. I love them. But I guess that's all that counts, right? Because they're going in my blanket. So these two colors will go together. They'll be held together. And I don't know which one you'll end up seeing the most when they're knit together. It'll kind of come out like that, I guess. So anyway, those are super cool. So I just need, I'm sure another day they'll be fully dry, and then I'll be able to skein them up and start sewing that into the, knitting that into the sewing. What am I talking about? Knitting it into the blanket. I am a whole month behind with this blanket, and the only reason is because it's getting quite warmer here now in Canada, and that blanket is getting bigger and heavier. So when I'm knitting, it's all across my lap, which in the winter is lovely and exactly what you want. When it's like 30 degrees out, not really. And we haven't put the air conditioning on just yet. So again, like if the AC was on and the house was cool, it would be okay. But it's not. Not yet. Not yet. We're holding out another week or two. So I had not worked on that for a while, but I wanted to, and it's funny because as soon as I dye up a new colorway, I can't wait to knit that colorway in there. So I'm sure this will get used in the next little while. I'll be knitting. I think we're going to the trailer next weekend, so I'll probably take it there because it's always chillier when you're at the trailer because we're right by the water, and I'll probably want that on my lap in the evenings while I'm watching telly or something. So yeah, I will probably take that with me. But then after, it literally takes me an hour and a half to do 3 rows. Like it takes me about half an hour to do a row because there's like 200 and something odd, 260 odd stitches on the thing. Now the stitch count stays the same, even though you're increasing at one end, you're decreasing at the other. So it literally is just staying the same. It's just moving in a different direction. And yeah, so I haven't really done much on that, except now I'm caught up and with last month's, and now I can put that in. I think she just dyed up and showed us the next colorway, but I'm not even going to look at it until I've got this one going, because otherwise I'll want to do it. Anyway, so that is that blanket. Now, of course, in 2 weeks tomorrow, I am heading up, me and hubby are heading up to Nova Scotia to go and see our son Sean and his wife Megan and baby Leo and baby Bump. Yes. Oh, we're gonna be a nana again. Oh, yay! Again. Yeah. So, and you'd think that I would be starting to do something for that baby. However, no, but I am making a baby blanket, which I started 2 days ago. And their really good friend, Matt, and his wife, Vanessa, have just had a baby. And for many of their friends, I've always either given a baby gift, which is usually a toy of some kind, knitted or crochet toy, or a baby blanket. So all of their friends have had, and Sean for Leo, have had this blanket. It's just a big granny square, and I am doing it in like a petrol blue and white because they had a boy. And I'm just making it up as I go along. The colors. And so this is how much I've got done so far. Isn't it funny when you do a granny, which is supposed to be a square, it doesn't look like a square. Have you ever noticed that? Like, look at that one in the middle. It must be the tension when you're holding it a certain way, because that, if I hold it the way it's supposed to be, it doesn't. Anyway, when it's on the baby, in the pushchair, in the stroller, they're not going to know any difference. So anyway, this is it. So I'm going to put a bunch more rounds. I've got 2 weeks before we get going. Plus I can always knit it, crochet it, and crochet. I can always crochet it on the way. but I probably have it finished by then. The other crochet thing I've been working on, again, not as much, is my crochet cardigan. And this I am doing out of my Ontario Spring fingering weight yarn. This is 100% merino, and to go with it, the beautiful sky blue, again in 100% merino. So these are together, and there is the sky blue in this. So I thought this was going to be a quick project. Turns out, no, it's not. Why? Because I'm doing fingering weight yarn. If I'd have done a DK or a worsted, I would have had this done by now. And I would have used a 6mm hook, would have gone quick. I am using a 4mm hook. And the fingering weight yarn. So here is one side. Now so this is how it will go, but it's the coolest concept ever. It's called, what's it called? Granny Hexigon cardigan. I'll leave a link below. And so I buy a cup of tea, crafting a cuppa. I knew there was a cup of tea in there somewhere. And so you do it as a hexagon, and then you fold it. So here's your hexagon. You fold it in half, and you get a sleeve and a body. So you do this twice, one for the other side, and you do it for so many rounds, and the pattern will tell you how many rounds you need to go. Now, I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to take me forever. So I decided to start the next one. Oops, that's the right way. And so I started the next one, but look how sticky that is. It could be a baby's cardigan, or it could be a doll's cardigan. If you make two this size, then you definitely make them in one day. But it's just granny squares. It's absolutely lovely. I'm doing 2 rows of the blue and 2 rows of the speckled. But of course, what's really nice about it is because there is blue in the speckles, that's the same color, you can't define hardly the rows. So it's just making a really lovely cardigan. Now I have to do at least 6 more rounds, so all the way around, 6 more times before this side is finished. And then what you do is you join it across the top here. I don't know how we're going to join that, but that's the premises. You join it on the top. And this is your sleeves and your body. And then you add the front and you add more to the back to join this one to the other one. And then you build on the bottom and on the sleeve if you want to make it bigger. So, you know, I don't really have that much more to go. I could even get away with 3 more rows, because once you get to here, you're starting to do your, you know, this thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So that's been worked on a little bit, as Tristan would say, a little bit. The Scrappy V I have not worked on at all since last week. I normally do that on Saturday nights, and last night I wasn't in the mood. Do you ever get like that? You just think, not in the mood for that. In fact, I can't even remember I worked on my favorite blanket. That's what I did, because I just wasn't in the mood for the Scrappy V. And the shadow box socks, I put a teeny little bit more into the cuff of the second sock. And that was only when we drove to Smith Falls today to go do groceries. So not much going on that. However, in the small Watson bag, which I need to make some more of for the shop now, I am using my beautiful rose, which is the June colorway. Here it is skeined up so you can see. I wish I could get the right angle there. Maybe that's better. So this is the June colorway, and it is reds and oranges and pinks. And it is because the birth flower for June is rose. So, and I put a couple of little speckles of green in. I don't even know if you can see them in this one. Because when you have 3 of them or 4 of them in the tray at the same time, the dye goes on them in all different, oh, there's a teeny bit there. The dye goes on them in all different, there's the red there. You can hardly see it because of the band. They go on in all different, you know, levels. So it's not identical, each one. But anyway, so I am doing the, Shadow Vane socks, and these are from Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade, and she is doing a what's it called, I always get this wrong, Handmade Sock Society. I used to call it the Secret Sock Society, but it's not a secret. It is a little bit of a mystery, but it started in May, and you can jump in anytime you want and just go, oh, and I have a code for you too. And so what it is you get 6 socks patterns. The mystery is you just don't know until the first of each month what that sock pattern is going to be. And so the first one was the shadow box, which is here actually. I do have it right here so I can show you. This is the shadow box socks. And this was in some yarn I had in my stash. If I go that way, maybe the light's better. Gosh, it's really bad this time of night. So it is very pretty. It's got little holes in. Goes all the way to the back. And obviously the foot is just plain. So this is the shadow box. This was the first one that came out in May. And as I said, I'm just on the rib, on the cuff, on the other one. A little bit more than last week, but not much. So then the June, so it's May, June, July, August, September, ends in October. On the last one is October. Because I think in November she does her knitology or Christmas Eve event thing. Anyway, the one for June is called Shadow Feather Vane. And so this is it. Again, I'll see if I can get my, oh, this light's horrible. How's that? So it's got, if you put it this way, you can see there are these little points coming down, and then there's something really crazy in the middle going on. Oh, it's really hard to show you. I'll put a picture here. And the back is just obviously, it's plain all the way down the back. I do not like this light at all. It's just hard to show you anything. But anyway, so that's what I've been working on, which is the June sock in the June colorway. I do have a Facebook page, a group called Tobyknits and Friends, and on there each month we have either been doing a sock along since January, and I give out a little prize at the end of each month, and we also do a dishcloth along. However, I kind of got bored of the whole dishcloth thing. I made 5, 6 of them, that's enough. How many dishes do you need to wash? So I'm not doing that anymore. But if you still want to do a dishcloth, go ahead. Put it in the group and share. And then the other thing that we are, as I say, is the, this light is awful. And I have a great big light right there. I look like I'm in the dark. I look like that person that was what was that thingy bob's called, the marionette or something. I don't know. With half in the dark and half in the, you know. I don't even know how to make it better. Oh, maybe if I sit all the way back. Oh, ambulance went by. I forgot, I've lost my train of thought. I have a cup of tea in. Lost my train of thought completely. The group. So Helen, I contacted her to say we are doing the June sock feather vane in our group. Would she give us a discount? And she did. So I'm going to put the code here that she gave me. So use that code. You can go on, and I think she's given us 20% off the entire collection. So you're not just going to get the June sock. You're going to get the May one, the shadow box, and 4 more coming up in July, August, September, and October. Amazing. Thank you so much, Helen. And yeah, so go and use that code. And you have till the end of the month to do that. So that is the June sock. And then as I just showed you the shadow box, I'm looking at my notes. That's all I have been knitting. Of course, there's been quite a bit of sewing going on in the quilting world. You'll find out about that on Friday in the new Quilty Fun episodes. And the other thing is I did do a shop update Friday. I did a shop update on Friday. I put in the new Sandy Beach colorway. Which is gorgeous. And that, oh, and I also have 2 bases now. You can get it on merino, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, or BFL, which is Blueface Leicester, which is a different sheep. It's a British sheep. So that's 80% BFL, 20% nylon. So you can choose which base you want for the Sandy Beach. And so that's gone in the shop. And also this is the June colorway. No, June colorway was rose. Keep up. This is the July colorway, which is Larkspur. This is the, isn't this gorgeous? This is the flower. It's blues and purples and specklies. It is lovely. I'll put a picture. It's really hard to show you with this light. The light is terrible. So that's in the shop, and I did have a couple of bags in. I made a larger version of this. Which had a different bottom to it, and gorgeous little hedgehog fabric. I had 2 of them in there. They got sold already. And one of these has gone, and so has a Sandy Beach gone. So I thank you so much for the people that went, and they're winging their way over to the States. One's going off to the United States, and one set's going off to Australia. Oh. So thank you so much for that. I do appreciate your trust in me to dye out these colorways and make these bags for you, because I love doing it. Totally love it. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. It's been a very weird week because, of course, we had the smoke for 3 days, so I couldn't go outside from the forest fires, but that's all dispensed now and gone, so that's good. And now it's just been dull and overcast today. I had a headache today. Did you ever get that when the barometric pressure drops? Oh, but anyway, so it's all right now. And yesterday we went to watch Tristan play soccer. Oh my gosh, honest to God, that kid makes me laugh so much. We get there, they're halfway through their little practice. He's 3, okay, he's 3. We're halfway through their little practice, And we arrive. I have a cup of tea in my hand, my handbag on my shoulder, and he sees me, runs off the pitch, runs over to me, grabs my hand. So I am now passing my tea to whoever is beside me, because I can't even tell who that person is because I'm busy being pulled onto the soccer field. Handbag still on me, by the way. And on there, because Tristan had to show me who kicked his ball away. It was so funny. Anyway, it was quite an interesting soccer practice, because I think I spent most of the time chasing him. It wasn't not even with the ball. Not even with the ball. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I can't wait till he's in hockey. Can you imagine? I think that'll be next year though, but that'll be so much fun. The boys, when they were little, they started, I think, well, Andrew was on skates like Tristan's dad when he was 3. So we had little cheese cutters for him, and he was on skates then. It's just a thing Canadians do. Like, it's almost like they learn to walk, they learn to skate. And so he was, skating early, and both boys were in hockey by the time they were 4. Yeah, it was fun. I loved it. It was the best years of my life watching them play hockey. Yeah, it just was. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm waffling again. I'm going to get this all organized for you, upload it. It'll be up tomorrow morning. And yeah, I hope you have a fabulous week. I have a super busy week coming up. I don't even know if I'm going to get any chance to knit this week. I think I'm out 3 nights. Oh, well. It's what happens when you're tired. Okay, talk to you later.